One earlier, both teams 5-1. Winner moves into a first-place tie with a win here tonight. Asheville 13-6 overall. They've won 5 straight. Winthrop 13-4. They've won 4 in a row. Mike Nance, Matthew Potter, Justin Porterfield are officials tonight. Winthrop in the gold jerseys and Asheville in the blue.
Asheville loves to play man-to-man, but they will switch it up a little bit and play zone.
Early alley-oop attempt to Cooks is rebounded by Robertson.
Winthrop plays the exclusive zone, man-to-man and get in your face.
Ahmad Thomas buries the early 3. He is tied for the team lead in scoring with freshman Maceo Teague, both at 16 a game. UNC Asheville gets on the board first. Keon Johnson is number 5 for Winthrop, their leading scorer and one of the top 25 nationally at 21 points a game. Perkins answers with the 3.
So the deflection there by the Bulldogs of Asheville. They love to get their hands active and deflect the ball, and they'll steal it from you if you're not ready.
Robertson, the pull-up jumper. Johnson, the rebound. 5'7", 160-pound power pack, who will dominate the ball for Winthrop.
Thought about it this afternoon. He averages about a point per half an inch.
This is Cooks. Tried the hammer dunk. He's fouled. Xavier Cooks from Australia, a junior, 15.5 points a game.
Gotten better every year. Great fake, got Vanetta up in the air and then tried to blow by him. And the foul underneath. Xavier Cooks is a very skilled player, but he's got better instincts and he's a better passer, I think, than anything else. He just sees the court. Son of a coach, sees the court better than anybody on the floor for Winthrop.
62% free throw shooter. The foul on Ahmad Thomas, his first.
Told you. I told you he wouldn't be calm anymore.
Pat Kelsey is not lacking for energy. Winthrop, the unanimous pick to win the Big South this year, 23-9 last year, but lost in the Big South title game for a 3rd consecutive year. To Asheville, the defending champion, they were picked 3rd in the preseason poll. This is Maceo Teague, super freshman from Cincinnati.
He's got long arms, and he's got amazing instincts. If you watch his face, he never changes expression no matter what happens. Freshmen aren't supposed to do that.
Tied for 4th in the league in scoring at 16 a game. 3-pointers up and in for Kevin Vanetta.
It's a great pass by Will Weeks, who really didn't have a shot, and found Vanetta outside. They're a great passing and, more importantly, Robert, a catching team.
UNC Asheville, 41% from beyond the arc, which is 10th in the country as a team. Stolen by Vanetta.
Great on the switch. Great move by Kevin Vanetta.
Thomas, the finger roll. Thomas with 5 early, and that's UNC Asheville basketball, stealing the ball and turning it into offense. Johnson missed it. Rebound tapped out to Bjorn Broman. Perkins. Ball volleyed around and controlled by Robertson.
They will push the pace if the opportunity's there. And why all five guys move the entire time. They don't stand around, and they get passes like that.
Rebound of the Thomas miss by Duby Okeke. Fast pace we expect in this game. Both teams score over 75 points a game.
They want to push it, and they want to take advantage of a lapse on defense or somebody not getting back in transition defense. So far, so good. Everybody's done their job in transition D.
Cooks launches the 3 and hits.
That's the perfect compliment. Last time in the left corner, he fakes the 3 and drives by somebody. This time you're worried about the drive, and he sticks a 3 in your face.
Teague off glass and in.
It's a freshman, folks. He's good.
Has won player of the week already in the league this year and is a 3-time rookie of the week. Broman. Teague the rebound.
Best fast break you can have. Point guard gets the ball and goes with it.
Pulls up for 3. And the board comes away to Okeke. All Eagles under the basket.
Not a bad shot. He got the defense contracted into the lane.
And a foul will be called against Okeke. His first.
That's a big man right there, Dubie Okeke. Shot changer and shot blocker, rebounder, but a quick one, he'll take a seat.
Into the game, Tevin Prescott, a fifth-year senior from Hartsville, South Carolina. Also checking in, Alec Winook, a junior from Cary, North Carolina, near Raleigh for Asheville.
Winook's going to throw the ball in bounds. Winook's the X factor for this team. He plays with like his hair's on fire. He just ignites the rest of the guys on this basketball team. He wasn't good early. He didn't have confidence in the last year either, and now he does. And Coach McDivitt told us he's a factor on this basketball team now.
Foul will be called underneath the basket against Asheville and will send us to a timeout. High scoring start here with Asheville holding the 2-point lead.
ESPN's exclusive.
And this is the championship game from last year. Kevin Venata with a big-time shot at the end. Winthrop in the championship the last 3 years in a row. They'd love to make it a fourth, and they'd love to change the result this year.
Winthrop led that game last year by 9 points at the half, got outscored by 18 in the second half. Traveling is called against the Eagles. We're just 1 out of 16 in the second half from beyond the arc in that game. The shot simply would not fall.
It happens. Unfortunately, it happens in a championship situation. But right there, Coach Nick McDivitt throws the press on. Davenport travels with it, so they get a turnover. Now can they turn it into points?
Asheville's turnover margin is in the top 5 nationally. In other words, they commit about 6 less turnovers a game than their opponents, which is one of the best marks in the country. But a turnover here on Thomas. Second of the game for the Bulldogs. Winthrop leads the all-time series 39-34. The series has been very close. Each of the regular season meetings last year was decided by 1 point before that title game victory for Asheville. In fact, 3 of the last 6 decided by a single point.
There's the 1-2-2 full court press. They'll drop back into man from this. Got to communicate. They did a good job right there. Yeah, we just saw the travel. Last night I was watching the Warriors in the fun of Russell Westbrook literally walked 4 steps before he put the ball on the floor. No call. In the backcourt, just walking up the floor.
Joshua Davenport and Anders Broman both in. Bjorn Broman.
Boy, they got away with one there. You can't leave either of the Broman brothers open from deep. Set all kinds of records in high school in Minnesota. Great scorers.
Teague came away with the rebound, shooting a quick 3 and knocking it down is Raekwon Miller.
Raekwon Miller's been out of the lineup a little bit because Malik Smith has played so well. They give him a shot. He's paid it off right there for his coach and his team.
10-3 run now for Asheville. Johnson blows by his defender and was fouled. Asheville bench doesn't like the call. Johnson will go to the line.
That's the compliment to Keon Johnson we saw in the open with the great three-point shooting. He'll take it in against everybody. Winook bumped him a little bit, and that's the call. That ball goes in the basket, they probably don't call it.
Second foul on Winook early. As Keon Johnson will go to the line. Preseason Big South Player of the Year.
That's a new emphasis this year. If you're inside that restricted area, you're allowed to keep your verticality and go straight up. Winook was behind him, so that's hard to do. He had to lean in him a little bit and got him at the body.
Very unusual that Johnson would miss a free throw, 86%.
Can't blame us, though. We didn't say anything. I have jinxed my share of shooters at the line in my lifetime.
Second all-time at Winthrop in scoring.
I wish it would have worked when I was coaching. I'd say, boy, you're a great shooter, but it doesn't work that way on the other side of the court.
First point of the game for Johnson.
See, all 5 guys are always moving. That's what makes them so tough to defend. If you make a mistake or fall asleep for a split second, you're burned.
Teague matched up on Johnson. Good hedge there by Prescott. 5 to shoot. Step back 3. Foul. Anders Broman fouled him on the 3-point shot, and Miller will go to the line.
Coach Bobby Knight always said it, never foul a jump shooter. See if he got him. Broman gets up there. I think he got him on the right elbow a little bit. It's hard to tell from that angle, but that man was standing right behind the play. Coach Pat Kelsey didn't think it was a foul.
Raekwon Miller had not scored in either of the last 2 games. had missed all 5 shots he took from the field, hit a 3 a moment ago, and now at the line for 2 more. A junior from Marion, North Carolina, averages about 6.5 points a game.
They went full court to start after the break and got a turnover. He makes this, they might press again. Nope, can't press if you don't make it.
Makes 1 out of 3.
It's the expression, the ball never lies. Maybe he wasn't fouled, he only made one nice pass.
Broman knocks it down. Anders Broman, his first 2 of the game.
Shot fake, got Miller up in the air and took that one step a little closer.
The South Dakota State transfer playing in his first season with the Eagles.
Miller will think about that next time if he's on Broman again in the corner. That's when you blow by him on the drive.
Poor pass turned over. Pickett the steal, running the break 3-on-2. Pickett down the lane. And rebounded by Van Atta. Quickly into the front court, the Bulldogs, and Teague, the reverse layup.
He's a special freshman. We saw him hit one from deep, up and under with those long arms to make another one. Now, how do you guard him?
Prepped at Montverde Academy in Florida after playing his high school ball in Cincinnati. Another steal, Teague. Running out uncontested, now contested, and lays it in.
See how smart he was there? A lot of kids want to dunk for the experience, the splashy play. He saw the defense, realized maybe I'll get fouled, let's try to draw one, and just laid it in. That's a smart play for a freshman.
Largest lead of the game for Asheville. Johnson, fadeaway 16-footer. And out of bounds to the Bulldogs. Asheville's fast start has taken this sizable Winthrop crowd out of the game.
Well, that's what you want to do, is shut the crowd up on the road. That's one of the keys. And Asheville's defense, by changing it, kind of takes teams out of rhythm. They haven't had to do that because Winthrop hasn't made shots, and Asheville's in a great rhythm offensively, stealing the ball in transition, and in the half court they're scoring as well.
Into the game, Malik Smith for Asheville, a freshman from Cleveland. Keon Johnson for Winthrop, and Ahmad Thomas for Asheville just checked out of the game. Tried the interior pass, and it's turned over. Will Weeks.
They're usually really good at that big-to-big pass in the lane. Unfortunately, the freshman Smith wasn't ready for it. Will Weeks said, my fault. I disagree. It was a good pass. You got to catch it.
And a foul is called away from the ball. It'll be called on Malik Smith, his first.
Winthrop runs a lot of sets to score, not just to get the ball in bounds, out of bounds on there, see if they can execute. It's good defense. They did nothing.
Wide open in the corner. Rebounded by Teague. The shot from Adam Pickett.
Robert, there's a lot of blue shirts on that defensive lane on every Winthrop shot. It's a gang rebound because they're so good in transition.
Teague has it rattle in and out, and then another foul on Smith. It'll be his second as we head to a timeout. Teague was 6 points early for Asheville, and the Bulldogs lead it by 7.
This is where heart.
Here in the ACC.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And South Carolina beats Florida last night. Florida goes 0 for 17 from 3. That ain't happening in Rupp Arena. Big game for South Carolina. They're undefeated. Going in the Rupp is a tall task. Here's the full court. Now it's 1-2-2 like before. They want a deflection. That's all they want.
Get it across with about a second to spare, and another foul. Be called on Miller, his first.
That's not what they wanted.
That's already 6 fouls against Asheville.
And of course gives Winthrop, who had about 18 on the shot clock, a full 30 again. Not that they need it, but they got it.
Keon Johnson back in after a quick breather for Winthrop. Ahmad Thomas, number 14 for Asheville, back in as well. Both teams started quickly shooting the basketball, but both teams have slowed down quite a bit. Winthrop, just 2 of its last 9. Anders Broman, the mid-range jumper. He is Minnesota's all-time leading high school scorer. This point total is just ridiculous. 5,119 points in high school.
It's crazy.
He led the country in scoring in 12 and 13, about 45 points a game both of those years.
It's a big deal when you score 1,000. He had 5,000.
Out of bounds to Winthrop. His brothers on the team, Bjorn Broman, also played at Lakeview Christian Academy in Duluth, Minnesota. He led the nation in scoring as a junior and a senior, almost 50 points a game as a senior. He's second all-time to his brother.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Cooks, off glass and in.
Xavier Cooks never forces anything. He takes what the defense gives him. The previous play on the foul, he made the pass. He's a very skilled basketball player. 6'8" doesn't hurt.
7 points already for Cooks. Nice feed down low for a layup by Will Weeks. First 2 of the game.
Will Weeks is a great story. Got hurt a couple years ago, had the red shirt, came back, wasn't in shape. Coaches weren't happy with him. Now he's a redshirt senior. An undersized post, but a very good basketball player for the Asheville Bulldogs.
They've got Thomas guarding Johnson. Thomas really a player who can guard multiple positions as the dunk is thrown down. Josh Ferguson's first 2 of the game.
Only averages 2 a game, but he averages 2 blocks a game. He had 2 blocks at Illinois. Very athletic freshman, going to get his chance when Cooks graduates.
Winthrop pulls to within 3.
Winthrop hedging or trapping the screen or switching the screen. They've changed it up. It's confused Asheville.
Miller trying to do too much. Broman's hot. Knocks it down. 7 points for Anders Broman. 9-2 run for the Eagles to tie the game.
It all starts with defense. They're confusing the Bulldogs and how they're covering the ball screen.
Thomas can't answer. Cooks the rebound.
This is Cook's time to take a 3. It just is.
Or Broman.
I think that ball is deflected. He doesn't miss everything by a foot.
Maceo Teague back in for Asheville along with Dubio KK for Winthrop.
There's a trust factor there. Normally a coach would say, whoa, 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 we got to stop it. Nick McDivitt trusts his kids. They had an 8-point lead. They lost it. But don't blow the timeout. Let's see if they can play out of this situation. And now he's putting his freshman point guard back in, who's pretty good. That's the matchup they want, a KK on the point guard.
Van Atta takes it in on Johnson and was traveled. He traveled. Thought it might be a foul on Johnson. Instead, it's a turnover.
Well, Mike Nance gave the signal for a travel, but Justin Porterfield was closer to the scorer's table and called the foul. Mike Nance about 40 feet away, so closest guy wins. He walked, but he probably got pushed. That's why he walked.
Tried to alley-oop it. Loose ball comes away to Weeks.
Good idea, not a great execution. That was a tough pass for KK to catch.
Teague one-on-one. He is fouled by OKK.
That's Maceo Teague realizing they're switching the screens, and when I got Dubio KK on me, I'm going to make a move.
Second foul on OKK. He'll go to the bench. Tevin Prescott back in for Winthrop.
That's a tough matchup for the big man to try to guard Maceo Teague. That's hard to do.
Robertson has been red hot over the last 6 games or so as the shot is up and in.
You gotta love the bank shot. You just gotta love that. It's a high percentage shot and he drilled it.
Asheville takes the lead back. Nice move inside and a score for Davenport.
The senior put the spin move on him, and everybody stood and watched.
First two of the game for the Cincinnati native.
Moeller High School, of course, phenomenal high school football in Cincinnati.
Ken Griffey Jr., Moeller grad. Teague blocked. Davenport comes away with it. It's out of bounds to Winthrop. Good one here in the Big South. About 7.5 to go in the first half. We're tied at 22.
To encourage trying, Goodness Knows invited people who've always...
Tonight, a pretty good percentage, 4-6 from the field with 8 points. A multitude of ways to score. Last game, he had 18 points. He had 12 of them from the free throw line. So this kid just gets it as scoring the basketball goes.
And he's been red hot of late over his last 8 games, averaging 21 a game, including 56% from 3.
Here's their 1-3-1 now, and they try to force the corner shots.
Davenport rebounded by Smith.
A different defense to confuse Winthrop, a little bit of work. Now, can they turn it into points at this end?
Smith in there with 2 fouls. Gets the ball on the block. Scores, and a foul. Malik Smith, his first 2 of the game.
6'6", 215 Bulldog mentality as a freshman who plays for the Asheville Bulldogs, and just muscled it up in there. He's a lefty. You let him go left. You let him shoot it with the left hand. He's got an and one opportunity.
He's really come on strong of late. He's only scored 21 points all season, but 9 of them have come in the last 3 games. And a chance for a 3-point play here, freshman from Cleveland. Does complete the 3-point play.
You know, on the scouting report, it says they're left, they're right, force me the other way. I really believe during the heat of a game, kids forget that. Here's the 1-3-1. Where they close out quick to shooters.
Oh, I think it was off of. Ooh.
Oh, he missed it.
Thought it was off.
Yeah, he's going to change
Thomas
it.
thought it was off of Johnson, who did look like he touched it. It is a turnover off the deflection by Thomas.
Yeah, we got a good angle. We got the same angle Justin Porterfield touched, or has. Thomas hit it, and then Keon Johnson hit it. Good job by our guys with the slow-mo. But Justin Porterfield across the court had a great view and saw it.
6th turnover for the Eagles.
Deflections, deflections, deflections. That's what Asheville's defense is all about.
And Ahmad Thomas, who leads the league and is 5th in the country with 3 steals a game, forced that one.
This is where he's tough.
6 on the shot clock. Teague gallops to the basket. Hits the side of the backboard. Rebounded by Prescott.
He thought he was going to get a foul there, no call. But he got back on defense in a hurry, though.
Give and go to Prescott, who missed the layup. Van out of the rebound. Lining up a 3, Miller buries it.
Got a little bit of unusual rotation, but if it doesn't hit any rim, it's money every time. That's his 2nd one of the evening.
7 points for Raekwon Miller, above his season average of 6.5.
Make a bucket, get into 1-3-1. That's the shot that's open in the corner.
Perkins answers with a 3.
Bottom man's got to cover both corners now. 1-3-1. It's Venata. That's a tough cover.
6 for Perkins. Thomas one-on-one with Cooks. Good defense by Cooks. Loose ball to Smith. Back inside. Thomas lays it in.
I'm telling you, I told you today at shoot-around, this is a great passing and catching team in the interior. That was a good pass, but a great catch.
7 for Thomas early.
That's trust, too. You trust your teammate's going to catch it and throw it to him.
Johnson's been very quiet. Just 1 point. Cooks the 3. Fight for the board. Volleyed around. Asheville's got it. Comes away to Malik Smith, who's played good minutes since coming back in. Another 3 for Miller.
They're going to the hot man.
Johnson pulls up. Somehow the rebound comes away to Winthrop. Prescott came up with it. 3-pointer. He got it. Rod Perkins has 9.
That line has changed the game of college basketball, no question about it.
Winthrop leads the league, 9 3-pointers made a game. Asheville about 8 a game, third in the league. Good pass there, and a score for Ahmad Thomas.
You know what's really good about that? It was a good pass, but Thomas thought Venata was going to shoot the ball. When he caught it, he still made the shot. That's really being aware on the court, not being surprised by the pass.
Bjorn Broman passed up the 3. Johnson slicing into the lane. He's now 0 for 4 from the field. And a foul at the other end against Bjorn Broman on the floor.
Yeah, Keon Johnson's having a tough night shooting the basketball. He will come back because he's that good. Forget the last play. Great athletes have lousy memories.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And the U.S.
game tonight. Could go there on Saturday, but that's what late January and February is all about in college basketball. You get into the conference races, and this is a one-bid league. Everybody knows it. So the regular season is really important, and the seeding.
57% shooting for the Bulldogs so far, and another foul will be called on Anders Broman. It's his second. Winthrop at 42%. Broman 3 out of 4 from the field. Keon Johnson, Winthrop's top player, 0 for 4 from the field.
Great call from the timeout from Asheville to give Venata off a double screen for a layup, but they fouled him. They like the matchup against Broman. They keep going into him.
Thomas, the top of the key 3. Count it. Ahmad Thomas has 12 already.
To 2 from that same spot. He's taken 3 from that spot, missed 1.
Another steal. Thomas running out. Beautiful pass, lays it in.
Bunch of guys in the NFL would like that kind of completion. That was on the money from Maceo Teague to Ahmad Thomas for an easy win. Another deflection, another steal. This 1-3-1's been good to them all year.
Biggest lead of the game, 9 points now for Asheville and a 7-0 run. 14 for Thomas. Winthrop timeout.
I really think Keon Johnson, before the game we talked about it, he would have trouble seeing over the top of that zone. That man, Thomas, is on top. Rockets and Warriors, that will be a fun game to see. Harden had 38 last night. I looked at the plus-minus stats for Harden when he's in the game. A plus 21, not bad. Coach D'Antoni doing a great job with the Rockets this year.
Winthrop on its heels a bit. Perkins has been hot. Ooh. Athletic rebound by Thomas. It's deflected to Venata. Teague hits his man in stride again. Oh, the spin by Raekwon Miller. How did he get that one to go in off glass?
Maceo Teague could be a quarterback if Asheville ever wants to get a football team. That's 2 TD passes he just threw.
The 11-point lead as Asheville extends its biggest advantage. Perkins off the mark. And a foul against the Bulldogs.
That left corner's been open by a couple guys, Perkins, but Venata just can't get there. Look, there's a two-handed 80-foot pass right on the money. That's really hard to do.
Ahmad Thomas just picked up his second foul, which will put Winthrop at the line.
I'll give you those numbers again. Coming into tonight, 49 assists for Maceo Teague and 15 turnovers. That's a young man. It's a freshman. Everybody's going to pressure him because he's a freshman. Let him lose his cool. He just hasn't done it this year.
Malik Smith back in, and Thomas goes out with those 2 fouls and about 2.5 minutes left to go before halftime. Ferguson to the line, freshman from Miami. 9 out of 12 from the line this season. Had a good game last time out against Campbell. 9 points and 3 rebounds. Averages about 3 points a game.
I am correct. That's his first free throw of the year.
3 points here now for Ferguson.
He's forming line for a big kid, too. Got to put on some weight, but he will. Look good.
Breaks a bit of an Asheville run. Winthrop back within single digits.
You need to get a couple stops at this end.
And a foul is immediately called on Davenport, and that will put Asheville at the line. Joshua Davenport, his first foul. To the line, Raekwon Miller. We mentioned he had not scored in the last 2 games. Averages 6.5 a game. gets into double figures already here.
Hadn't scored in the last couple games, and you put him in on the road in a difficult environment, and he drills his first three. It's impressive.
Robertson back in. He's been quiet. He's averaging 16 a game in league play. $11 points for Raekwon Miller. He and Ahmad Thomas have scored the last 16 points for Asheville. And the Bulldogs back up by 11.
We talked about it during the break. It's been punch, counter punch.
Johnson, his first field goal.
Well, Asheville's lucky there's only 150 to go in the half, because he can make them in bunches.
40% three-point shooter, second in the league, almost 3 made a game.
Gotta feel good for him going in the locker room. He just made one. That's a plus. A stop and a score, just one stop at a time. It's all you try to do if you're Winthrop here.
Smith the three.
Tough shot, not a good decision.
And only made one all season. Davenport running the break. Davenport to the basket, wild shot and a foul. I think it's going to be called on Smith, which would be his third.
Yeah, he's just not going to stop. Smith keeps backing up. Probably should have retreated a little more, might have gotten the charge, but he took a bad shot at one end, and now he commits the foul at the other end to give Winthrop a chance to sneak back into this thing.
To the line, Joshua Davenport. He played very well in the Big South title game last year for Winthrop, scored 15 points in that game, which was ultimately a loss.
And that's a senior move. Get the rebound, don't settle for a jump shot. Try to get a foul, get to the line, stop the clock. Made the first one, we'll get a second one after this timeout.
Asheville will call its use it or lose it timeout here.
You would think that maybe Coach McDivitt not
different schedule, 13-6 the overall record, but losses at schools like VCU, Georgia, Kansas, Ohio State by 2. So, you know, frankly, there's some losses built in there to all these school schedules.
Well, you have to play those guarantee games for the budget. You just have to. Neither of these teams have a football team, so there's no football expenditure, but there's also no football revenue coming in.
Winthrop had losses at schools like Florida State and Dayton. Well, they had a couple of big wins in the non-conference as well. Nice feed down low for Weeks. Pivots, and it's Robertson. Van Atta's tip, rebounded by Cooks. 1 minute to go, first half. Winthrop with some momentum.
You gotta guard him.
Johnson, pull-up three. And rebounded by Miller, who's played huge here in the first half.
That was a good shot. That's his shot. That's Keon Johnson's spot.
Teague to the basket. Rebounded by Cooks off the putback. About a 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Cooks may have gotten hit in a spot you don't want to be hit in.
Good description, sir.
Nine to shoot. Cooks playing through pain. And foul.
There's nowhere for him to go. Just use the baseline as another defender. Now you're going to put him on the line. Just a lot of blue shirts down there, and not a smart foul. Plenty of time for Asheville to get the last one, if they can secure the rebound or a make by Xavier Cooks.
Makes the first. Important, though, that Winthrop making a little mini run here at the end of the first half to get back within striking distance.
There's no question about it. There's a little confidence going into the locker room, and your coach is not going to go off on you too much because you made a little run before you get into that locker room. Speaking of Pat Kelsey.
1 out of 2 for Cooks. Final 8 seconds. Asheville will go into the half with the lead. Teague with 3. Shot blocked. And Winthrop's got some momentum going into the break.
Davenport, the senior, scored a couple down the stretch, gets that block to stop the momentum. Winthrop with a good finish. If he hits his first one, look out. If he doesn't, it's going to be a little struggle mentally. But if he hits his first one, I don't care if it's a layup, just make a basket or get fouled. Confidence will be back for this young man.
Asheville shooting a torrid 52% in that first half. Both teams shooting well from 3 in the first 20 minutes. Thomas bulls his way to the basket, rebounded by Cooks. Winthrop on a 6-0 run, going back to the first half and looking to continue that momentum here.
Keon Johnson's smart enough not to force it either. If it comes to him, he'll take it.
It's Johnson, Perkins, Cooks, OKK, and Bjorn Broman, who lobs it down for OKK. Missed the dunk, and then hung on the rim. It'll be Asheville basketball.
Could have been a technical foul, too, for hanging on the rim, but just basket interference because it didn't go in. He tried to tip it in, grabbing the rim with his left and tipping it in with the right. You're not allowed to do that.
Asheville with Teague, Weeks, Thomas, Robertson, and Venata.
Interesting, both teams' first possession went to the rim. No jumpers. That won't last long. Not with these two.
Venata, tough finish. 5 points for the junior from Upper Arlington, Ohio, Columbus area.
He's working hard. He was a designated three-point shooter last year, and we've seen a lot different out of him tonight. 2 or 3 from the field. He's made 1 3.
OKK backs in, tipped out of bounds by Robertson with 9 on the shot clock.
See, Robert, there's the difference between these two teams. When they threw that into OKK, everybody stood around waiting for Doobie to make a move. When Asheville throws it in the post, 4 guys are moving. Hence, they got the deflection because they were in great defensive position, didn't have to worry about anybody cutting.
Johnson knocked off the spot with 2 to shoot. Johnson's fadeaway desperation 3 is an air ball and a shot clock violation.
That won't hurt his confidence at all because he had the jacket with the clock.
These two teams currently at the moment tied for 2nd place in the conference standings. Liberty won earlier tonight. Liberty 6-1. Both these teams 5-1. They'll meet again in 3 weeks in Asheville at Kimmel Arena.
They like the matchup they have with Bjorn Broman against Venata because we saw him drive last time. They went into him again. They think he's got an advantage there. Colleges don't do that as much as the NBA. You see a mismatch, take advantage of it.
The foul on Bjorn Broman, his 2nd. Foul is called away from the ball.
That's good defense by number 13 there with the gold shirt on. Broman didn't let him take advantage.
Winthrop only led for 20 seconds in that first half. Asheville for about 16 minutes. So Asheville controlled the play. Still just a 7-point game. These two teams met in the Big South title game last year. They've combined to win 13 of the last 19 Big South titles. Perkins. He was hot in that first half. Thomas, the athletic rebound.
Big man gets it, takes off on the break. You saw him make it from the top there.
Down low for Weeks. Thomas, wide open 3. He got it. 17 for Ahmad Thomas.
Not as going to get the assist, but Will Weeks started it from that pass out from the post. They moved the ball fast into defense, could adjust. Open 3, and he stuck it.
It's his 3rd three-pointer of the game. Ball tipped by Teague to Perkins, who's fouled by Venata. His 2nd. Ahmad Thomas has taken this game over.
Will Weeks makes the first pass. It's to Robertson, not Venata, excuse me. And then Thomas drills it. They move the ball from the right post to the left wing, back to the right wing. That's hard to cover, and they couldn't. Ahmad Thomas paid it off.
Almost another steal. OKK still can't dunk the ball, and it's out of bounds. He can't believe it.
Well, he got caught under the rim a little bit. He didn't realize how far under the rim he was. Had to reach back. See, he's in the restricted arc already. Thought he was in a different place on the floor.
Tevin Prescott checks in.
They get a break because they keep possession. You got to love his aggressiveness, though. Go up and try to jam it home. Get this crowd going again.
Winthrop off to a 13-4 start. 2nd time in school history. Last time that happened was 06-07 under Greg Marshall when they started 9-4 and then won 20 in a row, including a win over Notre Dame in the tournament. Possible 3-point play here.
This is a big-time spin move against Will Weeks, a pretty seasoned defender. But Xavier Cooks just beat him to the spot. Great spin move. He said the coach, excuse me, the son of a coach, not the coach of a son, the son of a coach from Australia, and got better every year and has one more to go.
Has 11 points. The foul on Weeks, his first. Cuts the lead to 7. Asheville led by 5 at the half. Have to find an answer for Thomas. Cook's guarding him now in the man-to-man. Teague's floater, score it, and the foul.
Went to prep school for a year, so he's a year older, and that strength that's got him that and one opportunity. He kind of tries to draw fouls, and he's strong enough to take the contact and make the bucket. That's what he did right there, chance for an and one.
Keon Johnson, his first of the game. And Teague a chance for a three-point play. An 87% free throw shooter, second in the league. You mentioned his last game, he was 12 out of 12. Just like that, he misses it, and there's a foul against Asheville.
It's on the senior Will Weeks.
Quickly 2 on him.
Here comes a little change in defense. Here comes the 1-3-1. Ahmad Thomas on the top. Maceo Teague and Miller, athletic wings. Venata's the tough cover. He's got to go corner to corner.
Winthrop needs to get Keon Johnson going. Averaging 21 a game. They've been all over him every time he's had the ball. Broman. Tipped up and in by Perkins. He's got 11.
Excellent job just to stay active on that offensive glass. Remember in the first half we said there was 5 blue shirts in the lane on every Winthrop shot? Well, he got in there to tip that one in.
Thomas almost turned it over. Instead, it's a corner 3. Rebounded by Cooks.
On the miss, they'll play man.
Backdoor look. Corner 3, Perkins. Tipped in by Cooks. 13 for Xavier Cooks. Winthrop pulls within 5.
Big reach with the left hand for a righty. That's a tough play for Xavier Cooks. Here come the Eagles.
One more stop and score would really electrify this crowd. Almost a turnover and a foul. It'll be called on Prescott. It's his second. Winthrop staying close, down by 5 here in Rock Hill.
The debates
By himself.
Also has 2 blocks to give him 30 for the season. He's one of the school's all-time leaders, 3rd all-time in blocks.
5 more and he hits the 1,000 club initiation mark. So far, when Asheville's needed to run a set to score, they've been pretty good at it. We'll see what they called.
Winook in there. He only played 1 minute, picked up 2 fouls in that first half. He's got it here. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Good ball movement and a kick ball. We'll reset it to 15.
Great movement by Asheville. After a timeout, you can always get that because it's the last thing you tell them. Keep moving. Don't stand still. Move the basketball. Every time you change sides of the floor, it's a chance for the defense to mess up.
Raekwon Miller played very well in that first half. Crowd wanted the foul. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Venata traveled. 8th turnover for the Bulldogs.
Look at the difference in the I got to make a play by Venata right there and Xavier Cooks. It was Xavier Cooks we just showed in the highlight package. Completely different way to play the game, and Cooks has been very effective in his way. Venata just turned it over. 1-3-1 again.
How does Winthrop get Keon Johnson going?
I just think they got to give him the ball. He'll find a way to score. He was set up right there for the 3. He looks so disappointed that Cooks didn't find him. But Cooks is going to the free throw line. I mean, he's the best you got. He's 20+ in a bunch of games in a row here. He'll figure it out. Just got to get him the ball. Now, on the other side, the guys in the blue shirts are in the huddle saying, stay on Keon Johnson, don't let him get going. Whose will win out, we'll find out.
When we talked to Asheville coach Nick McDevitt, asked him what the keys were, know where Keon is at all times. That was the first thing he said.
Got to.
Rebound, Davenport. Anders Broman was hot. Johnson, NBA three. And it hit the basket support. And it'll be out of bounds to Asheville.
Unusual baskets here like they are at Cameron Indoor for Duke University. They go up to the ceiling and hit the wire that's still shaking next to the shot clock up there.
Johnson now 1 out of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown.
It was a good shot. I mean, we saw in the opening of the game all the shots he makes from deep. That's not out of his range.
The lead has been cut to 4. Maceo Teague. Rebound to Weeks. Turned over. Anders Broman will run the break. Cooks has been hot. Cooks spinning into the lane. Nice feed for a layup by Prescott. 2-point game. First 2 of the game for Tevin Prescott. Beautiful feed by Cooks. 7-0 run for the Eagles. Can Asheville answer? It's a foul. It's going to be caught on Prescott. It'll send Winook to the line. 3 on Prescott.
All night long, Asheville's answered the punches of Winthrop with counters.
Pat Kelsey just got a warning, the Winthrop head coach. Not happy with that call.
Well, we saw Prescott acting like I didn't even come close to fouling him.
Winook missed the first. 62% free throw shooter. And this crowd here at Winthrop has been energized. Eagles continuing to grind away at that lead.
They are back into it, and in the second half, Asheville shooting into the Winthrop student section that you will hear in a moment as soon as he touches that piece of orange leather.
Robertson back in for Van Atta. Robertson has not scored. 2 misses for Winook. Cooks a double-double.
Bucket here, this place is going to light up.
6th double-double of the year for Xavier Cooks. Davenport forces the issue. Tough shot, he was fouled. It's called on Robertson, his first.
It was a perfect description. He forced the issue, but he got bailed out with a whistle.
And a chance for Winthrop to tie the game here. Davenport, a 77% free throw shooter.
Last 2:34, 7-0 run for the Eagles. This could make it 9 if he makes them. You don't have to watch the Rams, just listen to the crowd. They'll tell you if he makes it.
Winthrop has won 4 in a row, 9 out of 10 overall. Asheville comes in on a 5-game winning streak. Couldn't get the roll, and then a foul on Cooks going over the back. His first.
Emphasis this year is displacement in rebounding, and Cooks kind of shoved Will Weeks out of the way. Last year they probably don't call that, but with the point of emphasis on that this year it's called a lot. Call the first foul is what the officials are instructed to do, and they did.
Ferguson in for the Eagles, replacing Prescott. Asheville with the ball in the blue jerseys. Winthrop defending in the gold. Teague matched up on Johnson. Patience by the Bulldogs. Robertson lost it on the way up. It'll stay with Asheville with 5 to shoot.
The 5-person constant movement is giving them driving lanes and passing opportunities. They do it exceptionally well. They've been doing it all year.
Down to 3. Thomas, long rebound tracked down by Cooks. Winthrop has not led since it was 5-3 early in the game. Chance to take the lead with a score here.
That young man with the basketball knows the situation and knows to seize the opportunity. I don't care how many he's missed. I'd go to him again. Cooks will find him if he's doubled. Oh, nice move.
Cooks scores, and Winthrop takes the lead.
He saw the double coming. He got there before it did.
Asheville timeout. Winthrop takes a 49-48 lead with under 13 to go. Xavier Cooks has 16 points, and the Eagles crowd is going wild here on Grayson Allen and 18th ranked Duke in our ACC game. It's our Saturday primetime matchup presented by AT&T. Both games are also streaming live the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Winthrop leading for the first time since it was 5-3. Weeks will go to the line. Foul on Ferguson.
Senior Will Weeks against freshman Josh Ferguson, the matchup that the Bulldogs loved right there.
Weeks is just a 50% free throw shooter. Eye-arching shots up and in, ties the game. Fifth-year senior from nearby Charlotte, although originally from the Cleveland area, makes 2 free throws to give the Bulldogs the lead.
And in the 1-2-2 after the make. And now back to man. This is really hard to do, to communicate enough to know who you're guarding after you just played a zone.
Davenport, chance for 3. No, before the shot. No, count the bucket.
Can't reach like that, Mr. Will Weeks. You got to move your body. He did. They called the foul.
Third on Weeks. Winthrop takes the lead back. Three-point play for Joshua Davenport.
As good as this game has been with the action, it might come down to free throws. Long way to go, of course, but
Keon Johnson checks out of the game. Bjorn Broman in.
they're bigger defensively, but
if you told Pat Kelsey that Keon Johnson would have 4 points with 12 minutes to go and his team would be winning, he would take that. Thomas comes up short. Cooks playing huge here in the second half. His 12th rebound of the game. Kicked around. Winthrop will keep it.
well, Keon Johnson's not in the game, and Davenport and Cooks go flying down the floor in transition. The skills of players today, you're not just a point guard. That young man, the look on his face shows you he's not had a good night shooting, but long way to go. He's a senior. He understands the situation. Probably doesn't know that Liberty won tonight, but all he cares about is making it the next time he touches it.
Steal, and then a foul on Davenport. It's his second.
Asheville takes the ball away from you. That's an empty possession. It's a shot you never get.
And already into the bonus, both teams with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's big.
Asheville has not had a field goal in over 5 minutes. But which team will shoot better from the line? Because as you said, it is going to be a factor for the last 12 minutes. Winthrop 71% as a team, Asheville just 65%.
Well, each with 7 with 12 minutes to go. The physical nature of the game now, they're going to both be in 10 free throws, I would think, in the next, before the 8-minute media timeout. So then you get 2 every time, and they become even more important.
Raekwon Miller has doubled his season scoring average. He's got 13.
Great game on the road tonight.
Ties the game at 52.
McDowell High School, which is up by Asheville. I'm sure he's been a Winthrop and Asheville fan as a young kid.
Anders Broman knocks down the triple. 10 for Broman. Winthrop takes the lead.
That's the vulnerable spot in the 1-3-1, that deep corner. Bottom man's got to cover both of them, and they screen him to make it even more difficult.
To the basket, Thomas couldn't get the roll. Rebound, Ferguson.
Tried to shoot the rim, throw that off the glass. It banks in much, much easier. Especially when you're getting bumped. Are you kidding me?
Steal by Teague and a foul. It'll put Teague at the line. Bjorn Broman is third. His brother Anders Broman gives Winthrop the lead with a three-pointer here with under 12 minutes to go. Winthrop on top by 3.
Great pass. Better finish. Money.
Little Caesars, voted best value in America, offers you...
They eventually connected in 2014, and Winthrop's really adopted the Race for Chase Kids Triathlon program as part of their program now. They are sponsoring triathlons here in the area, trying to make something positive out of such a terrible tragedy.
Yeah, they even went to the point where they played a game and they wore the kids' names that were lost. That's what the presentation they talked about at halftime. The kids' names were lost on the back of their jerseys instead of their names. If you want more information about it, it's cmacfoundation.org. It's a great cause. You'll find out a lot more about it if you look at that. And a tragic event, but Winthrop is kind of, and Coach Kelsey led the charge to kind of take up the cause and help raise awareness more than anything else to help strengthen children, families, and communities. That's the nature of the foundation.
All that done in the memory of Chase Kowalski. They sponsor triathlons in the New England area, as well as now down here in the South Carolina area as well.
There was a young man that ran triathlons. They scale down the events as far as distances and all, but special young man, as all those people that lost their lives were. Just a tragedy.
Miller off the mark, rebounded by Thomas. Board pulled down by Ferguson.
It's just so hard, Robert, to shoot the rim when you're getting bumped from the waist down.
Corner three for Broman. And Thomas tracks down the board. Nearing the midway point of the second half, Ferguson the block. Stays with Asheville.
Maceo Teague never looked at the ball from the backcourt to the rim. Just head up trying to find somebody. Good job by the defense of Winthrop. He had nothing to take it to the rim and got it blocked.
Winthrop has won 35 of its last 40 here at Winthrop Coliseum. Looking to add to that total here as Teague traveled.
6'5", going against a generous 5'7". And Keon Johnson hung in there and caused the travel.
Keon Johnson, a player who has scored at least 20 points in 10 of the last 11 games, is in the top 25 nationally at over 21 points a game, has 4 points, and his team leads by 2. He takes it to the rim and has it blocked out of bounds.
Good move. Get fouled. Get to the line. Do something to see that ball go through the net in your mind. I love the aggressiveness of the young man. You better not sag off him too far. He will let it fly. I don't care what his percentage is tonight.
10 to shoot. Johnson lost it out of bounds, a turnover. Second turnover of the game for Keon Johnson. Senior from Mansfield, Ohio, about halfway between Columbus and Cleveland.
This is just motion. They want a lot of movement, cutters, find the open man. You got to trust your teammates when this happens.
Thomas takes the deflected pass. Johnson the steal. Johnson through traffic. Long pass ahead, Cooks. Check that, it was Ferguson. This is Cooks for 1,000 in his career. He's got it. Xavier Cooks over 1,000 points with the big three. Winthrop opens up its biggest lead of the game, 58-53. Steal. Rod Perkins. Asheville may need a timeout here. And they'll get it. 7-point lead for the Eagles.
Ball movement exceptional. Welcome to the 1,000-point club, Mr. Cooks. He could care less about that. He just knows he gave his team a big lead. .19 tonight for Cooks. 19-5 run now.
Asheville needs to come up with a response.
Well, they got to get some stops, first of all. Either by changing defense or just playing tough man. Scoring's important, but they got to stop. They got to pitch a shutout for a couple of possessions. Good ball movement.
Teague, long jumper.
Tough shot.
Good fight by Weeks to come up with a rebound. Miller, the three. Weak side board to Johnson. Crowd ready to explode here. Johnson. And a foul will put Winook at the line.
I thought Keane got hit on that shot, too.
Rod Perkins, his first.
This is a perfect scenario if you're Asheville. Score without that clock running at the free throw line. And just
quiets the crowd, stops the clock, easy plays at the line.
Fight your way back into this thing.
Cooks will get a quick breather. Josh Ferguson goes out.
Funny, at shoot-around today, I watched Keon Johnson make 22 out of 25 from the right wing threes. Because I kept counting because he kept making them. It's a funny game, man. It's a funny game.
Has not been able to find the range tonight. 1 out of 9 from the field. Worth mentioning that in the Big South title game last year, he really struggled in that game against Asheville. Had only 2 points on 1 out of 16 shooting.
You know that's got to be in the back of his head when I play these guys with the blue shirts on. A little bit. I mean, you know he thinks about it. Especially now that he's having a tough night shooting. But he could care less if they keep this lead.
Exactly. Winook with 2 free throws. His first 2 points of the game.
I told you he was an X factor. That really helps. Stop here is big for the Bulldogs. Man to man, and not switching either. They're staying with him.
Prescott awkwardly. Perkins has had the field tonight. He's got it. A season high 16 for Rod Perkins.
They were not switching any screens, and they got a little confused on one of them, but now they got stuck underneath. Perkins was wide open in the corner.
Perkins averages 7 a game. He's got 16. He's coming up on his career high as a senior.
No sense to panic for Asheville. Just keep running your stuff, your motion offense. You'll get an open shot.
Beautiful pass. Winook is fouled. Awkward angle. And Davenport picks up his third. Winthrop has taken control here. The Eagles lead it by 8 in front of a frenzied crowd in Rock Hill.
More people than ever are choosing Nissan, making up.
In Winthrop, the unanimous pick in the Big South preseason poll to finish first.
Asheville played a great game at Ohio State and lost by 2. So the Big South and the Big Ten had some tussles earlier before they both got into conference play.
Winook has now made 3 straight from the line.
They didn't press last time when he made them both. We'll see if they put some kind of different defense on if he makes it. There's the make. They're just staying man.
Asheville has really struggled 3 out of 14 in the second half.
21% by shooting way over 60 in the first half.
Cooks. Strong rebound by Van Atta. Asheville down 6 with the ball.
Not a bad shot, just a little early in the clock.
Pick and roll with Winook. He traveled.
He came to a jump stop and he had it, and then he took that extra step.
Thomas leads Asheville with 17. Miller's got 13. Teague with 11. Cooks with 19 to lead the way for Winthrop. And Perkins has 16.
Asheville's not switching on those screens anymore. They're just fighting through them.
Broman, a rare 2-point shot and a score.
And because of the no switch, Kevin Van Atta was a little late on the defense, and Broman made him pay.
12 for Anders Broman. Winook, offensive foul, it's his 4th.
What hasn't Xavier Cooks done to help his team tonight? We saw the scores, we saw the assists. You're allowed to be moving. You got to be in good defensive position. He was, and he hit him dead in the chest. That's an excellent call.
Xavier Cooks has 19 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal.
That's all? That's all he's done?
He's also going to drive the bus back to campus across the way here in Rock Hill when the game's over.
Here's the 1-3-1. It's been good to Asheville all season.
Johnson slips and falls and turns it over.
He says he got pushed down.
Davenport checks in for Perkins.
The official right in front of him. Matthew Potter disagreed. Big possession here.
6.5 to go, 8-point lead. And these fouls so critical because that's really the only way Asheville's scoring right now.
Winthrop's playing really good defense until they foul. Then they're putting their opponent, who is down at the line. And this kid's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Teague, 87%.
The other thing it does is if he makes the second one, they get to set up that 1-3-1. The last time Keon Johnson turned it over when they did. They're in the double bonus.
8 fouls against Asheville, so still the single bonus, or the regular bonus for Winthrop with the next foul.
1-3-1 last time. See if they go 1-2-2 this time.
Maceo Teague with 13.
Nope, 1-3-1. And Ahmad Thomas, the steal master, is at the top.
Stolen away. Beautiful play by Weeks. Foul on Cooks will put Thomas at the line.
Winthrop's just a little hesitant in attacking that 1-3-1. It's not a complicated game. If you can move the ball faster than you can move the bodies, you can beat it. You hesitate, they take it away.
Thomas has been quiet in the second half. Saturday on ESPN, we'll have 2 more great college hoops matchups for you, and we'll start at 6 p.m. Eastern with number 24 South Carolina squaring off against number 5 Kentucky at Rupp Arena in the SEC. Then we'll be at the site of this week's College Game Day, Cameron Indoor, for Miami taking on Grayson Allen, an 18th ranked Duke in our ACC game. It's our Saturday primetime matchup presented by AT&T. Both games also streaming on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN.
Hands, deflections, that's all they want. The other thing it does, it takes your 2 shooters and puts them 35 feet from the basket. Corners are open.
Anders Broman, halfway down. Thomas the rebound, 4-point game. Under 6 to go, Thomas had a steam. Scored and a foul. Ahmad Thomas with 21. First made field goal in 11 minutes for Asheville. It's a 2-point game.
Ahmad, you finally listened. Use the glass. Tim Duncan made a few buckets doing that in his career. But Ahmad Thomas gets the rebound. Ahmad Thomas initiates the fast break. Ahmad Thomas finishes the fast break.
Technical foul. Huge technical foul on Cooks.
Boy, is this a big turn of events. You got the Ahmad Thomas. T's going to shoot the technicals first. Boy, this is big. The bucket and 3 free throws are coming.
Chance for a 5-point possession.
Cooks knows he messed up. Talk about momentum. Look at this. He makes this for tied.
And Asheville has 1 field goal in the last 11 minutes, and it just came seconds ago.
And Asheville has 1 more free throw by Ahmad Thomas.
So a chance for a 5-point possession here for the Bulldogs.
It's not oftentimes in a basketball game that you say, geez, we got to get to the line to tie this thing up. It's exactly what they've done. Not many field goals, a whole lot of free throws, and 2 technicals. And once again, the freshman Maceo Teague sticks both technical free throws.
It was also the 3rd foul on Cooks, the technical foul. Stays tied. 8-0 run for Asheville.
Uncle Mo just walked down to the Asheville bench. He was sitting behind the Winthrop bench for a long time in the second half.
Cooks backing in Thomas. Shovels to Davenport. Thomas just ripped it away. 3-on-2 break. Thomas, like a freight train, scores and a foul. Ahmad Thomas, 23 points. He's taking the game over.
There is not a big contingent, but there is one behind the Asheville bench. You didn't see the beginning of that. He literally took it out of the hands of the Winthrop player. Finishes with contact. Davenport pops him. Chance for an and one. What a turnaround by the Bulldogs in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
His coach described him as a Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything. Pat Kelsey called him Edward Scissorhands. He just reaches in and takes the ball away from you.
The last 102, how about an 11-0 run by the Bulldogs?
What a game of twists and turns.
Whoa.
Pat Kelsey wants a timeout, he'll get it. Ahmad Thomas now has 24 points, the junior from Danville, Virginia.
Season games are so important that they used to do that in the Big South. They went to a one-site tournament, and now they're going back to it this year. It makes these games really important as far as seeding is concerned. The regular season winner, of course, gets the automatic NIT bid, which is nice, but that's not what anybody wants. They want to go to the big dance.
This zone defense has given Winthrop problems. Perkins. Cooks could not keep it alive to himself. Teague the rebound. 5 minutes to go.
Teague's the offside wing on that 1-3-1, and he becomes a really good rebounder in that position.
Thomas matched up on Cooks. Marquee matchup on the block. Thomas has got it. He scores again. 26 for Thomas, one short of a career high.
They score, they stay in it. Why not? It's been working. Number 10, Venada's got to get corner to corner. Another deflection. They got away with it. Nice pass.
Blocked, but fouled. Ferguson. And that's a good foul because that was going to be a dunk.
And you're putting a freshman on the line.
Miller, his third foul.
We just got a shot at Coach McDevitt. He looks calm. He isn't. He's going 100 miles an hour. That cement mixer in his stomach. But as he told us, if I look calm, they think I'm calm. That's half the battle.
Cooks will get a quick breather with a media timeout coming up. That free throw broke a 13-0 run.
Big shot by the freshman, too. This young man averages 2 points a game, folks.
Now has 6.
That's 2 big ones at crunch time, too.
OKK back in for the first time in a long time. They're going to say he didn't get to the table in time, or did he? Yes, he did. He'll replace Ferguson. OKK primarily a defensive player.
Well, he's in there to protect the rim right now. Will Weeks, if he moves, he can get an advantage. If he stays in the post, OKK has the advantage.
Thomas has 9 of Asheville's last 11 points. Rebounded by OKK.
That's exactly why they put him in there. He was not guarding Ahmad Thomas, but he changed the shot. More importantly, got the defensive board.
3 could tie it. 4 minutes to go. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Plus 2 OKK's one heck of a screen to try to get around.
Keon Johnson down the lane, kicks it out for Anders Broman. Tapped out to Perkins, fresh shot clock. Keon Johnson fouled, he'll go to the line. Will Weeks, his 4th foul of the game. Winthrop and Asheville coming down to the wire.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by USA.
He put Cooks on an island, and he took advantage of him. Cooks had the size advantage, but that jump hook away from the defender, you get a little separation, that's a good shot.
That career high came just 2 games ago against Longwood, so threatening to break his career high for the 2nd time in 3 games.
That's a good thing right there for Keon Johnson. He just saw the ball go through the net. I don't care if it's from the free throw line or anything else. He made a bucket.
This is a player who averages over 21 points a game. He has 6 points now and is 1 out of 9 from the field, but he pulls the Eagles within 1.
Asheville coaching staff has to decide on defense. Are we going to stay in that 1-3-1?
Turnover. Perkins racing in. Has the ball knocked away and a foul. Bodies hitting the floor. Perkins will go to the line. Vannatta's down. The foul was on Miller. It's his 4th. Ran into his own player, it looked like. Yeah, Miller and Vannatta ran into each other.
Yeah, Miller stripped the ball loose, then tripped Vannatta, and Vannatta goes flying into the in-house cameraman there.
Looked like he really landed hard on his right side. But he is up.
Tough kid. Because he was going for the ball. He never saw Raekwon Miller hit him, never saw him coming.
It is 4 fouls on Miller, who's had a big game. Vannatta has to go out of the game here.
What I was saying before that steal is the Asheville coaches got to decide, am I going to stick with it, or are they going to stick with this 1-3-1? Because they're going to give an open corner shot up. Kevin Vannatta is the bottom man on zone. Now it's going to be Winook if they play it. And they're going to screen that bottom guy, Winthrop is, and try to get an open 3. Or you're going to stick with your man-to-man and not give him open shots. But if you do that, you give Keon Johnson the opportunity to drive. So the chess game continues. We'll see which way they're going to go defensively.
We mentioned Ahmad Thomas is close to a career high. Rod Perkins is as well. Came back at the end of 2015. He scored 18 points against Campbell.
You talk about runs. Both teams multiple times in this game. That's a big miss.
17 for Perkins. Ties the game at 70 with 3:10 to go.
Winthrop should man the entire evening. They hedge on the screens. They don't switch on them like Asheville does.
Teague had it knocked away. Johnson fouled by Teague. Oh, an intentional foul.
I guess they're saying that Maceo Teague grabbed Keon Johnson and never made an attempt to get the ball. Watch 31. Keon Johnson's going to go on the floor. He just grabs him around the waist. That's not a bad call. He had made no play on the basketball whatsoever. You're going to get 2 in the ball.
Huge break there. A turnover caused by Winthrop. And now a chance for a 4, possibly 5-point possession.
How many times? We've had that twice already. That's nuts.
First, the free throws.
He's watched 3 in a row, not even come near hitting the rim.
He's the 2nd best free throw shooter career-wise in Big South history at 84%. He's got 8 points.
I don't know if I play zone anymore because he just made 4 in a row. If he gets the ball in his hand, has a sliver of an opening, he's going to let it fly.
It's Perkins, Anders Broman, OKK.
They're staying in the
Cooks
zone.
and Johnson.
They're staying in the zone.
7-0 run by Winthrop to take the lead in the final 3 minutes.
They got OKK screening Vannatta on the baseline. That's tough to get around. What a pass.
OKK finishes this time. Crowd in full throat, 4-point lead. Weeks couldn't finish. And I think a foul will be called against Winthrop.
Watch Kevin Vannatta. He cheats and thinks the ball's going to the corner around that big man's screen. And Dubio KK catches it and finishes it. That's a great look for Winthrop to kind of catch a counter like they call it in football. They faked it or didn't even fake it. They made Vannatta go to the corner, threw it in a big man, he paid it off.
The foul was the 4th on Xavier Cooks.
Partner, we can be here a while.
Thomas ties his career high with 27 points.
Dubio KK's playing some crucial minutes. He changed the shot. He's got a couple rebounds. He's got the dunk. Big contribution by the big man.
3-point lead and the ball for the Eagles.
And he's a tough man to get around when he screens.
Johnson down the lane. Turns it over.
He's pleading his case to Matthew Potter that Asheville touched it, but Matthew Potter's not buying it.
Perkins goes out. Joshua Davenport checks in with 2 minutes to go. First place in the Big South at stake here. Asheville down 3 with the ball. Venata, who's a clutch shooter, takes the big shots and draws the foul. His coach said he may go 1 for 3 from 3-point range, but it's going to be a huge shot, the one he makes.
Well, they get that kind of stuff, Robert, because they have constant movement. Davenport just got on his hip, and Venata got his head and shoulders past Davenport, and he realized, I'm going to get fouled, throw it up there and try to get 2. It's exactly what he did.
Anders Broman, his 3rd foul. Venata 65% from the line.
Once again, if he makes it, they can, if they choose to, get into some kind of press. It's been really good to him.
7 points for Venata.
They're back in it. 1-3-1 again.
1-point game. Rematch of last year's Big South title game, and the 2 teams tied for first place coming into tonight. Davenport fumbled it.
Well, they wanted a double dribble on that.
Johnson, the huge 3! What a rebound! Okeke hammers it home! Dubi Okeke somehow came away with it. Minute 15 to go, 3-point lead. Venata, huge 3. All alone, Okeke, the rebound, 1 minute to go.
Dubi Okeke is totally exhausted right now. Keon Johnson just yelled at him, said, get down there, big man. Man-to-man defense.
No timeout here, 15 to shoot. 40 seconds left. A score here makes it very tough for Asheville. 5 to shoot. Johnson, step back 3. Rebound, Teague.
He's got guts, I gotta give him that.
Miller, 3 for the tie. Way off. Venata saves it back in bounds. Off of his teammate. Winthrop will have it with 25 seconds left. Players down on the floor. Quick shot there for Asheville in transition.
Yeah, it was. He was sort of open, but that was a little quick, especially when the opportunity to get, they've been to the free throw line so many times down the stretch to get that one opportunity.
Winthrop will call a timeout. Leading it by 3. Look for Asheville to trap, and if they can't get a turnover, it's a foul as quickly as they can.
Keon Johnson wants the ball in his hands because he's such a good free throw shooter. There's the trap.
And they foul Perkins, the foul on Venata, his 3rd. Perkins is a 67% free throw shooter. He is 1 for 2 tonight. And this will be 2 shots to make it a 2-possession game.
Well, Winthrop's going to play offense-defense with Dubi Okeke here. You said he's not a good free throw shooter. He's a heck of a defender. And they're going to put him in if he makes these. Because if he misses, he can't go in.
He'll replace Anders Broman.
Who's in between the 2.
This to make it a 2-possession game with 25 seconds left.
Make or miss, they don't need a 3. They need a basket. Oh, not even close.
Venata the rebound.
They need points.
20 seconds left. Venata sets up the screen. 12 seconds left.
Now they need 3.
Still 1 timeout if they want to use it. 10 seconds left. Can't get a shot away. Teague for the tie. Rebound Perkins. That's it. Winthrop wins 76-73.